Welcome everyone to an awesome game between Kiara as the Legions of Chaos going up against Cowboy Bob and the mighty Kislev. So we are going to be playing on the Slaanesh Wastelands, and this is one of the fantastic games from my King of the Hill. So of course I had to share it here on YouTube, and if you guys are enjoying this, do feel free to like and subscribe. It really lets me know that you do like these games. So we are going to have the double light war sleds backed up by the double heavy war sleds here at the front. For the main cavalry line, 1 unit of the dervishes backed up by 3 units of the armoured winged lancers and only 1 unit of infantry of the Kossar spears. For the main battle line, we are going to have the heavily armoured warbear riders, good anti-large armour-piercing snipers, backed up by the hero of the Patriarch, of course, on a warbear with the brazier, as well as the battle hymn. Now, I did talk to Cowboy after the game, and he's like, yes, I meant to bring Lullaby for the healing, but of course he forgot it, and something I would definitely recommend. So, for the Lord choice, we are going to have the Ice Witch here with her magic of the Heart of Winter, the Ice Maiden's Kiss, and then the ability of the Guardian's Call for that Snow Leopard summon. So a fantastic mobility build here coming in from Kislev, and for the Legions of Chaos. Over here on the left, we are going to have 1 Demonette of Slaanesh, 1 on the right as well here in the trees, and I believe it's going to be 3 units, yes, 3 units of the Fleshhounds here on the right. For the main battle line, we are going to have 3 units of the cheap Nurglings, very good chaff in the front, backed up by the double bloodletters for the anti-infantry and armour piercing, and the range here of the triple blue horrors. We are going to have the most damage armour piercing in any of the demons of the Flamers of Tzeentch. Fantastic abilities here with Warp Flame as well, which are going to give debuffs to armour, increase that fire damage. That can certainly come out of the blue horrors here. So for the SEM, we are going to have the Beast of Nurgle, the big juicy boy here with the Slime Trail and the Cloud of Flies, making him rather tanky here with regeneration. He also has good armor piercing and can be a little bit of a nuisance. In the sky, we are going to have the man, the myth, the legend. We are, of course, going to be having Be'lakor leading the forces here of Chaos. Now, he's going to be having the Whispers in the Dark, as well as the Lord of Torment, the Blade of Shadow, and of course the ability of Shadow Shroud. Spells here today just going to be the Primeval Pendulum, so a lot there weighing quite heavy on just that little magical spell. Of course, Primeval Pendulum did get nerfed, so it could be quite difficult here for Be'lakor to get maximum value just from that one spell. Now, same can be said here for the Light War Sleds. We saw these bad boys getting a 150 gold cost increase, so 950 to 1100, and they also lost 20 armor from 70 down to 50. So it makes them a little bit more cost inefficient, but still, they're still extremely cost efficient. And they're going to be firing into the front with 120 ammunition, bucket loads of armor piercing that could really shred Be'lakor. He's only got 45 armor, he does have 90 speed, and if he does get into melee combat, he thumps like an absolute truck. But still, he's going to put on a good performance, I'm sure. Now, we are going to be having triple Nurglies charging forward here, but the Warbear Riders, they're ready, firing up against the Legion of Bloodletters coming forward and straight through, just ignoring the Nurglings. Uphill charge, just lawnmowers through this light armoured infantry, and they're straight into the back line here of the Blue Horrors and compromising these Flamers. And they're going to be fighting in combat. There's still good armour piercing in melee combat, so you've got to be careful. These bad boys can take down your heavily armoured war sleds. Good charges here for the Winged Lancers. Wouldn't mind seeing these getting up and round. Compromising the Flamers could be quite nice here for your light war sleds. Now, charging left, we are going to get legions of Winged Lancers, maybe coming to challenge here up against the Demonettes, but of course they punch very hard here with armor piercing. So Shadow Shroud getting activated for Be'lakor in the middle, giving him that 40% damage resistance. Warbear Riders, the anti-large armor piercing snipers, which would be great up against Be'lakor. They're going to, back away quite nicely. We do charge in with the Fleshhounds, but they don't really want to be fighting Be'lakor when he's going to be taking 40% less damage. So good takeaway here from Cowboy. Pendulum there, a little bit missed. I think that was meant to be somewhere else on the battlefield. Maybe across here, the double dervishes. Now, in the middle, we are going to have Nurglings fighting alongside Flamers. There's not too much protection here in the way of mass. I don't believe the Legions of Chaos get any spawn, but they really struggle here with, especially units like the Heavy War Sleds. They don't have anything to pin them in outside of the Fleshhounds. But Fleshhounds here are going to be fighting up against the Ice Witch. They are going to be just stripping and tearing down the armor here of these dervishes and the Winged Lancers. Warbear Riders do leave the Patriarch, but the Snow Leopard is going to be trying to help here fighting against Be'lakor, but he is super strong. So the Horn of Corn gave him plus 24 melee attack. Charges here from the flanks of the Winged Lancers. They're moving into combat like the heroes of old as they try and protect up against the Patriarch, who does use By Our Blood. Coming in for the snipe, Be'lakor going to be fighting now up against the Ice Witch. She's also going to be using By Our Blood. It's absolute carnage coming here from the Lord of the Legion of Chaos. as Be'lakor is just going to be shredding all these lords and heroes in the middle. We need to get the anti-large armor-piercing tank of the Snow Leopard getting in and doing all that damage. Now we are going to get the Ice Maiden's Kiss through the line of the Flesh Hounds. That's going to be slowing them down quite considerably. And so rear charges here coming in for the Light War Sleds. Another Pendulum down the line here of the Winged Lancers, and the Polar Bears probably not going to do too much damage. In the back, Winged Lancers going to be falling here to Blue Horrors. Light War Sleds charging over all this cheap and cheerful infantry. And the Beast of Nurgle, he's going to be catching up with one of the Heavy War Sleds. Poison, Warp Flame. These Heavy War Sleds are really having a difficult time here in and amongst the mocking mess. Now we are going to have Blue Horrors really held on alongside the Flamers. Bloodletters and the Beast is going to be one little group, and the second group over here on the left fighting alongside Be'lakor. It's going to be the triple Flesh Hounds. They're really struggling here under the pressure of the Warbed Riders, plus with that Battle Hymn giving them 40 melee attack up to 86 in total. So the Flesh Hounds do go back here into the realms of chaos from where once they came, as the Heavy War Sleds are going to be trying to finish off Be'lakor. Now shooting them, it's certainly going to be the best thing you can do up against Be'lakor. He doesn't have much armor. He has very good mobility though, so the Heavy War Sleds are really going to struggle to get away. In the back, we do see here the Flamers going to be shooting into the backside of the War Sleds, and Cavalry is just going to be thumping up against these Nurglings. The little boys that could, sadly, are going to be falling, but they will be giving poison here up against the Winged Lancers, which is quite nice to reduce some of that mobility. Flamers do need to be compromised. They're kind of putting on quite a bit of a clinic here for Kiara, so doing quite nice work, and I really love the mobility coming out of Be'lakor. He's going to be slicing and dicing here with that Blade of Shadows straight through the Dervishes, and I really don't blame them here. The Dervishes do need to get out and come back here to fight another day, especially maybe not up against a Demon God. Now, in the middle, Winged Lancers, they're going to be suffering down to 1,100. Be'lakor decides to go, and very smartly here, after the Light War Sleds. Of course, only 75 speed is probably not going to be enough here to get away from Be'lakor. He does catch one, but the Winged Lancers charge in, like the heroes they are here, to protect their Bear Riders. And we are going to be getting out with Be'lakor. He's going to be getting shot, but what you want to do is keep these Light War Sleds as close to Be'lakor as humanly possible. In the back, Demonette's going to be fighting up against the Patriarch and the Warbear Riders. They are good armor-piercing stats, so they can thump very hard here up against the Warbear Riders. But, of course, these Demonettes, they have no armor, so they're going to be taking full frontal damage here of 110 weapon strength from the Bear Riders. The Ice Witch, she's going to be incredibly low, down to 611. We do have some Heavy War Sleds nice and close by. I'd like to see them getting involved here up against Be'lakor. Now we do see he is going to be using the Shadow Shroud. We also do get the Buy Our Blood ability here for the Winged Lancers. That's going to be holding them for 30 seconds, keeping Be'lakor busy till that Shroud, which he has now dissipated. The Beast of Nurgle is going to be trying to keep up here with Be'lakor. It's trying its best. Arms stretched out like, please, Be'lakor, come back. I need some help. But no, he's going to be charging forward. It's probably not worth it shooting here up against the Beast of Nurgle. He's just going to absorb it like the sponge he is, and then just regen that health back. Keep following here up against Be'lakor. Shoot this bad boy down. Balance of power is going to be in the Kislev favour, but I can see a bit of an issue here. On the horizon, a snipe of the Ice Witch is just waiting from Be'lakor. He's going to dive down, wavering here, and terrifying is going to be the Ice Witch. She's going to get terrified, going to get pushed away, and she has shattered. That is a big loss here coming in from the faction of Kislev. And what is Cowboy Bob going to do here to respond? And the Warbear Riders do surround, and we're going to get a nice response of the Battle Hymn. Plus 40 melee attack here for the anti-large snipers as they try and finish off Be'lakor here. He's going to try and get away, but are the Warbear Riders, are they going to let him though is the question. He's going to be wavering. We're getting close here to army losses. GG's, and well played here to the human faction of Kislev and Cowboy Bob. What a fantastic game here between both of these brilliant players. Now, as we can see, Be'lakor, he put on a clinic. He really got around the battlefield. He was super useful. He has some great spells, abilities, and he is such a menace in the late stage of the game. Now, 2,022 damage value for him. That's very, very good stuff. He did come in with not too many spells, of course, Penumbra Pendulum. Probably not going too well here up against a cavalry build of Kislev. We saw 1,080 there for the Flamers of Tzeentch, 240 for the Beast of Nurgle, with 580 and 300 for the Bloodletters. 300 and 430 there for the Demonettes, with the Fleshhounds of Khorne getting 770, 1,080 and 912. So these three definitely are MVPs for sure. 500, 250 and 540 there for the Blue Horror, so probably overall paying for themselves, with 240, 130 and 45 there for the Nurglings. The only problem with this build, of course, there's not much mass outside of the Fleshhounds, and there's nothing really with any sort of tank, and that's where Demons of Chaos do really fall apart. So here for Cowboy Bob, we saw 450 for the Ice Witch, 800 for the Patriarch, with 1,770 there for the Warbear Riders. 710, 509, and 900 there for the Winged Lancers, 300 for the Dervishes, with 1.5 and 1.1k for the Heavy War Sleds. A very good performance. So 950, 1,023 there for the Light War Sleds, and 230 there for the Corsairs. These guys got run over pretty early. Of course, they're the only infantry on the battlefield. So GG's and well played to both of these fantastic players. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out that description where you can find all my other social media platforms, including my Twitch, and then also my Discord, where you can leave replays just like this one for casting in the future. But other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care.